Ahead on Early Birds. The Falcons head to the Twin Cities as a pair of year 2 quarterbacks face off on Sunday night. Shock's in the film room breaking down what the defense needs to do to take a step forward in week 2.
Come on, man. We're going to make a game-changing play, bro. I know it's coming.
Don't change it, bro.
I know it's coming.
Plus, keep all shades of orange in the closet this weekend. Big games today for UGA and Georgia Tech. We'll get you ready. Before Sunday night football, it's Saturday morning football on Early Bird.
Rise up, it's true. Grab a cup of your favorite Joe and let's talk Falcons football on Early Birds, presented by Mercedes-Benz.
Good morning and welcome into Early Birds. He's DJ, I'm Justin Shock. If I remember right, you do a really good impression of the Viking horn. If you weren't awake before, you are now. I feel like you can do a little better. Nothing? There we go. Let's get things started with the opening drive. Falcons and Vikings tomorrow night on Sunday Night Football. We'll spare you the Viking horn from here on out.
We get Jink to do it. Don't worry about it.
Michael Penix Jr. and J.J. McCarthy Shock. Second-year QBs coming in off impressive week 1s. DJ, what did you see out of these two?
You know what? I saw two guys really grow up in the moment. You saw two guys down the stretch when they really needed to make a play for their team. Both made it, gave their team chances to win. Obviously, the Falcons came out on the other end of it, but how about J.J. McCarthy showing up in that second half in the fourth quarter, coming back from a double-digit down to maybe get his team a win? Both these guys are really talented. It's the reason they're both top 10 quarterbacks, like you mentioned. It's going to be fun to see these guys go at it Sunday night, and they played against each other once or twice before, right?
Yeah, played in the College Football National Championship game. Don't mention that to Michael Penix. You can mention each other. These two are close, and actually they got to know each other leading up to the NFL draft.
I trained with him as well, pre-draft, all that prep. I was training. I was with him every day, so getting to know him a little bit. He's a genuine guy and a guy that can make football plays.
I love Michael, who he is as a man and his personality. It's no surprise where he's in the position he's in right now.
As we continue on the opening drive, Shock, the Falcons' ground game got off to a little bit of a slow start. Just 69 rushing yards against Tampa Bay. Quite a few of those belong to Michael Penix Jr. What needs to happen, and was this the Caleb McGarry being out factor?
I think it had a little bit to do with it, but I also think about some of the situations in the ball game where you had some stuff go behind the chains, where you get a false start or you get a holding penalty, you get behind the chains, and now you have to throw the football to get yourself back to a manageable situation. But you also have to be a little bit more physical at the point of attack when it comes to the run game, getting up to the second level. This will be a game I think they have a chance to go do it. Last year, they rushed for 158 yards against this defense, so I know they're looking at that film saying, hey, we can do it again. Here's Bijan Robinson, who says the offense expects a better performance tomorrow night.
That's the thing that we pride ourselves on is the run game. So, the performance that we had last game, that's unacceptable in everybody's room because that's the driving force of everything that opens up the pass, opens up play action. That helps Mike, that helps the receivers. Everything is the run game. So, we really did harp on it.
And as we wrap up the opening drive, let's talk about those rookies on defense. It's been a recurring theme. Xavier Watts, he was around the ball a lot against the Buccaneers, but Raheem Morris said maybe some missed opportunities there. Billy Bowman, the nickelback, got the first sack among the rookie class. What did you see from those two in the secondary in particular?
Guys that were really active. You talk about missed opportunities. I mean, my man Xavier Watts probably could have been Rookie of the Week with having 2 interceptions literally in his hands that he had. And like Ross said, missed opportunities, but you get better with those. But you love the activity from both those guys. They were around the football. They were all over the field making plays. It didn't seem like they were rookies trying to find their footing. They were guys that really showed up and I thought played valuable football for this defense, especially in game 1.
And maybe can take a step forward in week 2. We'll welcome into Early Birds alongside DJ Shockley. I'm Justin Felder. The other 2 rookies on defense, it's been a topic of conversation among Falcons fans. I know on the field a little bit, less than half the snaps, some pressures, but no sacks between James Pierce and Jalen Walker. Any concern there?
No concern. We're in week 1. We have so many games for these guys to find their footing. The preseason is different from the regular season. The speed of the game is a little bit different. These guys will find an edge. They will find a way to get to the quarterback. They'll be just fine. Trust me, these guys were first-round picks for a reason. They're going to find ways to get to the quarterback.
And maybe get that first sack on Sunday Night Football. We shall see, and we'll get to more on the defense, the young guys. But first, elsewhere on the defense, some young guys who we might be able to call veterans by now. You'll see what I mean in a moment. Zach Harrison is one of them. The third-year big man went to Ohio State. He grew up in Ohio, and he remembers a trip to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton early in his football journey. I asked Zach about it when we sat down one-on-one this week.
almost got blocked. It did. Zach Harrison is the one that blocked it.
I was in like 5th grade. My mom took me and one of my 5th grade classmates to Canton for a day. And we walked around. I thought it was super cool because at that time NFL Network was on 24/7 in my house, and all the NFL top 10s, the America's Game, all the history of it. So I would just go by with my mom and be like, name all the players that I knew, and she didn't know anything about it, but she thought it was pretty cool.
So you've always been like a football, I don't want to say nerd, but you've always been into it and into the history?
For a good like 5 to 6 years when I was little, I used to only watch football. I'm watching YouTube videos of like past players and all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Now you're one of the vets. Did you feel like one of the vets?
I don't even know if I'm a vet. Am I technically considered a vet?
I don't know what makes one a vet, but
I have no idea.
You got a lot of experience here.
I do have some more experience than I had last year.
What did you see from this defense in week 1 that you liked?
I just liked how our style of play showed up. You know, Burke always wants us to be fast, aggressive, wants us to play smart, play together, and you know, it wasn't perfect because no NFL game will be perfect, but our style of play definitely showed, and that's something that we can build off of. That means guys are bought into the system and bought into Brick and bought in with each other.
It's a really good team you guys are going to go take on. A lot of people talking about their quarterback. What did you see out of J.J. McCarthy on tape from his first game?
He's a good player. I mean, he's athletic. You know, he's a younger player, but he's got all the tools, all the intangibles. You know, he's athletic. We got to do a good job of executing our game plan and going out there and, like I said, playing our style of football.
Last thing I want to ask you about, when I took a tour in Canton of the Hall of Fame, they said the legend was at night, all the busts, all the statues would all talk to each other.
Like night at the museum.
And trade story, right. So if you were there, if you got to sneak in for a night, what would you ask all of those legends of football?
I would say I would ask them what separates the good from the great, because I'm sure they've all played with really good players, and they are the great players. So what's the separation between the good players who you know and the great players who have gold jackets?
A great question there from Zach Harrison. We appreciate his time. Huge day of college football still ahead. Georgia heading to Knoxville to open SEC play. And Georgia Tech hosts Clemson. Michael Jenkins in the house to break it all down. Plus,
he like hit me and lifted me up off the ground. And then he kind of told me, he was like, "You don't want that, 7."
But we want to hear that story. Bijan Robinson tells you his welcome to the NFL moment when we go deep.
You're watching Early Birds, presented by Mercedes-Benz, official luxury vehicle of your Atlanta Falcons, and sponsored by the Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day. And the Home Depot, how doers get more done. More Early Birds coming back at you. Early Birds. It's not Saturday down south without talking college football. Get ready to fire up the grill. Here's Shock.
Yeah, back with my guy Jink and talking about fire on the grill. Jink, you do a lot on the grill. I see you. You get busy. Yeah. Is your grill game like you would call it expertise, or you think you're just a really good?
I wouldn't say expertise, but I just enjoy it. So from Blackstone to the green egg to a regular grill.
Oh, he do it all.
It's all for me.
He already named all kind of grill he doing. All right, let's talk some college football, man. Obviously, a lot of big time games today, and let's start with my dogs headed to Knoxville for a monster matchup with the Vols. First road test for Georgia. When you begin to break down this game, Jake, what will have your eyes on? What are some of the things you are looking at to watch in this game?
First of all, I just feel like this always, for some reason, set up with Kirby and the Dogs, and where they feel like they're the underdogs. And so, you know, everybody says, oh, they're struggling against Austin P. And then this will be the most focused they've been all week. And I think tonight they're going to have an amazing game, and Gunner is going to really show why he's the starter.
Ooh, okay, so a lot of conversations about Gunner in the passing game. Do you think there's an issue there, or you think they've just been kind of real vanilla in the first 2 games?
I think just a little vanilla. He's still trying to get his footing, and I think this will be a great opportunity to go on the road, kind of just block out all the noise. It's just Georgia on the road. Tennessee's got some starters in the secondary that might not be playing today, so they could take advantage of that.
All right, you're talking about noise. Here's Coach Smart on what it would take to get a win on the road in good old Rocky Top.
Yeah, don't turn it over, number one. That's a key. You know, win the turnover battle, win the explosive battle, and win some 50-50 battles down the field. You know, we don't have a chance. They got corners that are going to press and not play off like we've seen, so we got to do a good job winning those when we get a chance.
Got to win the one-on-ones in big time. All right, speaking of big-time players and games, how about Georgia Tech and Clemson? More orange, Jake, more orange to talk about on the flat. Jackets have been known to run the rock with Haynes King, but one guy who will be trying to stop him will be none other than former Jefferson star Sammy Brown. We all remember Sammy Brown. He's our Chick-fil-A made in Georgia player, and Sammy currently is the second leading tackler on that Clemson defense. You see him there in his old Jefferson unis. He used to get busy with it. Jake, when you think about this game, when you think about how Clemson and, obviously Tech like to run the football, who do you think has an advantage in this one?
You got to feel like it's Tech. I mean, Tech in that running game has done extremely well, especially with Haynes King running the ball. He's always a question mark. Where is he? Does he have the ball? Does he not? And so you can see if Tech gets up early and Clemson kind of struggles, and they, these first few games have been a little bit of struggle. Down to Troy first half, that kind of here we go again creeps in. And Tech has won some big games against big opponents, So we could see things happening in a good way for Tech.
Which QB do you think has to play a bigger role in this game, Haynes King or Cade Klubnik?
Oh man, I mean, people had Heisman watch on Cade Klubnik.
True.
He hasn't quite lived up to it just yet. So if he has a monster game, that can flip in a heartbeat.
All right, here's Jackets head coach Brent Key, who usually is not a man of few words talking about Clemson.
Yeah, they're a good football team. We're excited to play them. I think our guys have good intensity and good intent. Mission hadn't changed for this football team. This target's a big one, biggest one up to this point. Big challenge for us. We're in the middle of preparation. We're busy preparing and working on a plan, and we'll be ready to go on Saturday.
All right, Jay, the game I want to end with today and discuss with you is a repeat offender, but for good reason. The South Florida Bulls dismantling the Gators last week. Sorry about that, Justin. You get to it in a minute. Yeah. But they set their eyes now on Miami. Jake, can they do it again, dare I say? And if so, how?
Byron Brown. I mean, their quarterback has been amazing. Their defense is actually playing really well, only giving up 11 points so far in the first couple games against ranked opponents. And so they got a lot of momentum right now and feel like, hey, we're finally ranked now. People are starting to notice us a little bit. So they want to keep it going and beat a really good Miami team right now.
Oh, that's going to be an interesting one. They beat them. Oh, my goodness. That's going to be a lot of confusion. All right, Jake, we appreciate it, man. You can go get back on the grill now. I know you're ready to go get something going on this good Saturday. Justin, sorry we had to bring up an unfortunate moment from you. I blame it all on Jake with your Gators. But you think they bounce back this week on the road against LSU?
Ooh. I noticed how you organized college football segment there, the USF right before me. Thank you. No, week 3, my confidence is gone. But great job, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Well, each week on Going Deep, we ask a Falcons player what was their welcome to the NFL moment. Bijan Robinson is used to making defenders look silly, but early in his NFL career, he ran into a brick wall in a green jersey for his welcome to the NFL. Bijan explains in this week's Going Deep.
Probably against the Jets.
Second down and 7. Robinson brought down to the end zone for a Jets safety.
My rookie year when we played Quinn Williams.
Watch Quinn Williams as he penetrates. They had no chance. Look at how quickly he gets in the backfield. He blows it up.
I was going up for a block, and he came and lifted me off the ground. I try to block him, which was stupid.
Are you too, little boy?
He hit me and lifted me up off the ground, and then he kind of told me, he was like, "You don't want that 7." He was like, "You don't want that 7," and I was like, "Yeah, you right." I was like, "Hey, I didn't say nothing."
He ran his last on Quincy. Get what I did? Boom!
I respect him so much. That's my dog now. For how much we've known each other, but he gave me that welcome to the NFL moment, and I'll never forget it.
That's a great story from Bijan Robinson. We got more to come on Early Bird. Shock will be in the film room breaking down an impressive play by one of the Falcons rookies that you might have missed if you weren't watching close. That's next on Early Birds.
Made in Georgia is presented by Chick-fil-A. We're getting your Saturday started right. Early Birds is back in a moment. It's time to get some game intel from Shock. You're invited into the film room. So cut the lights and let's get started.
I know every game we go in and we look at the stat line. We say, okay, how many tackles did the guy have? And it comes up, oh, he maybe had 2 tackles. But you don't see some of the other stuff that happens in the ball game that determines what an outcome could be. Now let's talk about Xavier Watson on this particular. This is, he's going to make the tackle, but it's one of those effort type plays that wins ball games for you. Now let's talk about where he's at right here. This is where he's at. He starts right here. He's got him, the running back, man-to-man coverage. They want to run like a middle screen here. So this guy is going to come here, and he's going to run a middle screen right through here. Now they want to get this lineman out to block Xavier Watts. But McCarthy does a good job of bumping that lineman, so he knocks him off just a tad. So you're going to watch him come across, and here's a stunt. McCarthy knocks him off just a little bit. And you can see he has him man-to-man, but he's going to come across, and this lineman's going to try to get out on him. But he recognizes it right away and understands, you know what? I got to fold back in, and now I go make the play. And if he doesn't make this play, look at the offensive lineman out in front. Not only is this 3rd and 8, he may not just get the first down, he may go score. You got guys out in front to go block him. You got one-on-one on the edge. You got guys blocking out here. This could be a huge play for the Bucs, but this effort is what you like from a young rookie, and it shows you from day one, this guy understands what he wants to do and how to get guys on the ground. This is going to be fun to watch as Xavier Watts starts to become the player we want him to be. Effort, attitude, but also playing his keys will be a big part of this game. Okay, there are tons of matchups to watch in this game, but I think one I know many will have an eye on is the ever dangerous Justin Jefferson. Jake, how do we slow this guy down? And do you think we use AJ to shadow him some at times in this game? Because we know we can't let this guy get going on.
Yeah, we definitely can't let him get going. I think Falcons fans remember when we played these guys last time, and Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson were just running free back there. So I think they'll tighten things up a lot this time and have some double teams, especially with Addison out this game.
Are you a fan of shadow, or you think just here and there?
Just here and there. But I'm sure AJ would be up for the challenge if he wanted to go one-on-one all game long.
All right, I like that. All right, Justin, is there any chance you can help us slow down the other Justin on Sunday?
Yeah, DJ, the way I look at it is me and Justin Jefferson are going to combine for almost 2,000 receiving yards this year. We'll see how that's broken down. Guys, thank you very much. Well, we talk a lot about health and injuries in football, but when you're the player or the medical professional, there's an emotional side as well, a lot of trust, and that's the focus of this week's Emory Road to Recovery.
Yeah, establishing trust with players is, important. And I think, spending time with the players, listening to the players, respecting their values, respecting their past, where they come from an injury standpoint, where they come from a football standpoint. You have to really kind of just listen to them, get to know them, and be respectful to them. Treat them like a patient, treat them like a human, and then that's partly how you gain their trust.
Moral head on early birds. The Falcons hope to catch fire in Minnesota, but they were learning how to put fires out this week. We'll explain later. Coming up.
You're watching Early Birds, presented by Mercedes-Benz, on your official home for Falcons football, Fox 5 Atlanta. Birds has been presented to you by Mercedes-Benz, official luxury vehicle of your Atlanta Falcons.
It means a lot to me personally, just because this is a community that I've been around for many, many years. And of course, our program is big on just giving back to our community and making sure that they see us and we see them.
Well, this week, the Falcons rookie class visited Atlanta Fire Station 22, Shock, and you can see in the video, it looked like I had an okay time.
Yeah, they had a good time, I would say.
So cool.
A lot of guys, you see Jalen Walker there trying to use the hose. I mean, they had to put the whole gear on and see what it felt like to be an actual firefighter, which is pretty cool. But as we know, our owner and Arthur Blank understands the importance of giving back to the community and lets these rookies know from day one, this is what you're going to do when you're an Atlanta Falcon.
I wonder what's heavier, though, the firefighter gear or shoulder pads. That's actually an interesting question. Anyway,
gear,
join us tomorrow night, late night Dirty Bird Report, 12:30 a.m., talking all things Falcons and Vikings. DJ Jenk and Victor Prieto. Make sure to join us 12:30 after the Falcons-Vikings game. Before we go, DJ, one more matchup, one more player to watch tomorrow night.
How about not a player? How about a coach? How about Brian Flores?
Yeah.
The defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings. We know he's going to throw a lot of different things. Similar to Todd Bowles of last week, offense has to be on their stuff because they're going to be throwing some heat, some fire, and Michael Penix Jr. in his offense. Can you decipher it? and find a way to make some plays.
You know they're going to put a lot on Penix Jr.'s plate.
For
How
sure.
he does, that'll be interesting to watch. Great point, Shock. That's it for us on Early Birds. For DJ Shockley, I'm Justin Felder. Have a good morning and a great rest of your weekend.